Hi, I'm Stephanie Sims, and I'm a travel nurse for Atlas. I'm originally from Alabama, Birmingham, Alabama, and this is starting our third assignment with traveler nurse with Atlas. So we were on an assignment with a different company over in Utah, and we were looking for our next assignment. And I spoke with Katie a little bit, and then we kind of lost touch for a little while just because of things going on with life and other recruiters trying to get with me too. But we ended up connecting again. Actually, we were talking to her in Target as we were shopping for stuff, and so we talked the whole time, and she was just super nice about, hey, this is what we can offer you. You know, if you're willing to give me a chance, these are things that we can do. And then she was giving me all these different options of places to go. And I told her what we were wanting. We was wanting to get closer to home if we could, but its biggest thing is I'm supporting my family, so whatever I need to do, we can go there. And so we ended up getting with her, and our first assignment was over in California with her in Modesto. But she was super nice. She helped us walk the whole path together. She helped me get my temporary license out there because we didn't have anything, and they weren't quite doing you have to have a license yet. It was still under an emergency. So they went above and beyond. They did all that for me. I didn't have to do any of that. So they were very helpful in that and all that. I would say obviously the con is, you're by yourself typically, or you're with your family, but away from family. So we're out here ourselves. Our family's back in Alabama. All of our friends are back in Alabama. So it's hard. It's just not able to, sometimes if you just need that alone time with your husband or your significant other, you can't just go do that if you have your family or your kids with you. But I would say the pro is that we get to see all over the U.S. and my kids are with me every step of the way. I'm there with them sun up and sun down. So we're able to homeschool them, so I know exactly what they're learning. We can teach them and just kind of be more with the kids. I think that was my biggest thing, because as a staff nurse, it was hard. Because I still have to work my days, but I'm actually working extra just to make a little extra money. Whereas traveling, I haven't really had to do that as much. So I definitely think spending more time with my family has been the biggest pro for this, and seeing all over the U.S. I've really enjoyed Katie, working with Katie. She has been great, very communicative. We just sit and talk on the phone a lot of times. If I have any issues, I can text her. If I just need a vent, she's there. If I've had a bad day at work, I'm texting her hey, Katie, this is what's going on. And she'll call me and say, well, let's just talk about it. What's the situation? What's going on? And she's there to comfort me sometimes when I just need somebody to talk to. I would say the hardest thing has been learning different policies that everybody does. There's one hospital that'll do their fluids and stuff one way, and this hospital up here does them completely different. Or I've switched from back and forth from night to days, and seeing how in this one hospital nights does everything like this, or as when I'm used to, we didn't do all this. So it's been just learning the hospital itself and learning the area. Not so much trying, get lost all the time. I would say stay in communication with your recruiter as much as possible. They will help you walk the whole way. They're there for you. They've got you this job and they want to see you succeed. So they're there all the time. If you need to talk to them, that's why I say please stay in touch with them all the time. Way back in 2013, we had my son. He ended up being in the NICU for a little bit, and so he is the reason that I chose to do nursing anyway. He was born, had some stuff going on. We've been in and out of the hospital for about a year with him, his first year of life. And so just seeing how the nurses took care of us and him, it really made a difference. So I started thinking about going into medical field. So I ended up quitting my teaching job and started working in urgent cares and in hospitals as I was going through nursing school. And so we decided to give nursing school a try. I applied, got in, and so I graduated back in 2020 during all of COVID. And I started working for Mother Baby, and then about a year and a half after that, I got into the NICU, and that's where I've been ever since. I started traveling. Really, my biggest issue was like I kept being put on call, and I just wasn't getting all my days. I would work other extra days and still only make 36 hours a week. I would pick up 4 and 5 days and still only getting my 36 hours, and it was just really difficult. At the time, I had started a new job and I didn't have any PTO, like I wasn't accruing it yet. And so by the time I started accruing it, they were starting putting us on call, and it was just really hard. When I looked into Atlas and some other companies, I did reviews, like I look at people, I talk to people and kind of get their opinions on places and different people. And what I kept reading was that they were really, really good, really hands-on, like they help you out a lot. And so I said, well, we'll give it a shot and just see how it does. Because the other company they weren't even contacting me about extending or getting a new contract or anything like that. They weren't even helping me look. So when I went to these other places, I just kept looking back, and it's like I kept coming back to Atlas. I'm like, well, let's talk to her again, and we ended up making the move, and it's been good ever since. Oh, I've got a couple places. We got like a bucket list of places we want to go, kind of what we've talked about, but like my ideal area would be like in Kentucky or the Carolinas, somewhere like that. Just because we have family up north in Vermont, and we have family back in Alabama and Missouri. So like in that area kind of puts us centralized. So we have, like 4 or 5 hours going north, we can see his family, go back 4 or 5 hours south, see my family, and then like 7 hours over to the west, and we can see his family, his grandparents. So I feel like that would be like a central location, but I mean, that would be great. I would like to go to like Boston, some places like that, even up north a little bit, not so much New York, but somewhere nearby, so we could like just take a trip over there and see places.